The blackness is absolute, a suffocating velvet void that swallows light and sound and hope. It is the first thing you notice, even before the smell of damp earth and rotten wood, a scent so thick it feels like breathing through a wet wool blanket. The second thing you notice is the silence. It's not the peaceful quiet of an empty country night. It's a predatory silence, a held breath, a listening presence. Your own heartbeat becomes a frantic, trapped drum in the cavern of your chest, a stupidly loud announcement of your fragile, trespassing life. This is the Blackwood Asylum, and they say it's the world's scariest haunted house. They say a lot of things. They say it was a place of unimaginable cruelty, that the man who ran it, a doctor named Alistair Blackwood, was a monster who saw his patients not as people to be healed, but as canvases for his grotesque experiments in psychological terror. They say he believed true enlightenment, a perverted form of purity, could only be achieved by stripping away every shred of sanity, every comforting illusion, until only the raw, screaming nerve of existence remained. They say he succeeded far too many times, leaving behind a building not haunted by ghosts, but by the terrifying vacant echoes of shattered minds. And they say nobody has ever made it through the full experience, not intact anyway. This is the story of how we found out why. Leo's hand finds mine in the dark, his fingers slick with a cold sweat that has nothing to do with the clammy air. His grip is too tight, a desperate, panicked clamp. I can feel the fine tremor running through him, a live wire of pure fear. "Chloe?" His voice is a hoarse whisper, shredded by the effort of staying quiet. It's barely a sound at all, more a vibration in the air next to my ear. "You still there? Please, for God's sake, say something." "I'm here," I whisper back, my own voice sounding thin and reedy, a child's voice in the immense dark. "I'm right here, Leo." Just breathe. The advice is a pathetic joke. Breathing is the problem. The air is stale, tasting of dust, and something else, something metallic and coppery, like old blood on the tongue. We've been in here for what feels like hours, but the digital watch on my wrist, when I dare to illuminate its face for a fraction of a second, tells me it's been 17 minutes. 17 minutes since the heavy, reinforced door sealed shut behind us with a sound like a tomb slab sliding into place, swallowing the last glimpse of the twilight outside. 17 minutes since the game began. Leo is my boyfriend of 3 years. He's handsome in a classic all-American way. Sun-bleached hair that's always a little messy. Bright blue eyes that usually crinkle with easy laughter. The strong, dependable build of a former high school athlete. Right now, those eyes are wide with a terror I've never seen in them, and his athleticism is coiled into the tense readiness of a prey animal. He's the one who wanted to do this. It was his idea. Leo thrives on adrenaline, on conquering fears, on ticking boxes on a bucket list of dares. He's the guy who goes skydiving for his birthday, who races sport bikes on winding coastal highways, who once arm-wrestled a bouncer twice his size just for the story. This, the Blackwood Asylum Challenge, was the ultimate story, the one nobody else had. He'd talked about it for months, obsessively researching the few fragmented, conflicting accounts online, the blurred, shaky footage that always cut out at the most terrifying moments. He'd convinced me, against every screaming instinct in my body, that we could do it, that we would be the first to conquer it. I'd agreed, not because I shared his thirst for danger, but because I loved his passion, the brilliant, blinding light of his enthusiasm. I wanted to be a part of his adventures, to prove I wasn't the cautious, overthinking architecture student who always saw the structural flaws in everything, including his plans. Now, standing in this breathing darkness, I would give anything to be back in our safe, warm apartment, listening to him talk about it instead of living it. A sound. We both freeze. It wasn't loud. It was barely anything at all. A soft, wet, scuffling noise, like something heavy and moist being dragged across the stone floor far down the hallway ahead of us. It's followed by a low, guttural click, like a tongue detaching from a dry palate. My heart seizes in my chest, a painful fist of muscle. Leo's hand spasms around mine. We don't speak. We don't breathe. The silence rushes back in, deeper and more profound than before, now that it has been broken. It's a listening silence. It's waiting for us to make the next move. The rules had been simple, delivered by a gaunt, silent man at the entrance who handed us a single wavering candle in an old-fashioned brass holder. His eyes were deep-set and vacant, and he smelled faintly of mothballs and soil. "The asylum will guide you," he'd said, his voice a dry rustle of leaves. "There is no set path. Your only goal is to find the exit. Do not call for help. Help will not come. If you can no longer continue, stand still and say, 'I renounce my sanity.' They will find you." Eventually, he'd then turned and walked away, leaving us before the immense, scarred oak door. The candle is our only light source now, a tiny dancing globe of amber that pushes back the darkness just enough to reveal the nightmare inches in front of our faces. Its light flickers over peeling bile-green paint and walls streaked with dark, unidentifiable stains. The floor is rough, uneven stone, littered with debris. Another sound. This one is different. It's a voice, a woman's voice, singing a soft lullaby. It's faint and distorted, coming from no discernible direction, as if the walls themselves are humming. It's a sweet tune, something familiar from childhood, but the notes are slightly off, slurred and dragging, like a record player slowing down as it dies. "Hush, little baby, don't say a word." The melody curls around us, insidious and wrong. Leo lets out a shaky breath. "It's a recording," he whispers, more to himself than to me. "Just a speaker. It's meant to mess with us. It's not real. He's trying to be the rational one, the brave one, but the tremor in his voice betrays him." We start to move again, shuffling forward with hesitant, tiny steps. The candlelight wavers, throwing long, leaping shadows that twist and dance like malformed demons on the walls. The hallway seems to stretch on forever, doors lining both sides, each one shut tight, each one a potential aperture into a fresh hell. The singing grows slightly louder, the words becoming clearer, and that's when I realize the lyrics have changed. "Hush, little baby. Don't make a sound. Daddy's gonna buy you a burial ground." A cold knot tightens in my stomach. Next to me, Leo stiffens. He's heard it too. A door to our left, about 20 feet ahead, creaks open an inch. A sliver of deeper blackness yawns behind it. The singing is definitely coming from there now, clearer, more present. It's not a recording. There's a breathiness to it, a human resonance that no speaker could replicate. Leo stops, pulling me to a halt. "No," he murmurs. "We don't go in the rooms. We keep moving forward. That's what they want, to get us off the path. But the path is an illusion. There is no path. The asylum is guiding us, and right now, it's guiding us toward that door. The singing stops abruptly. In its place is a new sound, a soft, wet, snuffling sound, like an animal rooting in the dirt. Then a faint, rhythmic tapping. Tap, 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 scrape. It's the sound of a fingernail, slowly, methodically, tapping on wood. The door swings open another few inches, inviting us. The tapping is a metronome of dread. "We have to go past it," Leo says, his voice tight. He moves, pulling me along, keeping to the far wall. I clutch the candle, my hand trembling so violently, the hot wax sloshes over the side and burns my skin. I don't even feel it. All my focus is on that dark doorway. As we draw parallel to it, the tapping stops. The snuffling stops. The silence from within is absolute. We take another step, and another. We're almost past it. A wave of relief, premature and foolish, washes over me. We've passed the test. Then, a whisper. It's so close it could be right inside my ear, a breath of frigid air carrying a single, guttural word. "Stay," Leo yelps, a short, sharp cry of pure terror, and stumbles forward, dragging me with him. We break into a run, a blind, panicked sprint down the unknown hallway. The candle flame gutters and almost dies, shrinking to a desperate blue pilot light before flaring up again as we slow to a gasping walk. The darkness behind us feels alive, pressing in on our backs. We don't look back. We can't. The hallway ends in a T-junction. To the left, the corridor continues into darkness. To the right, it opens into a wider space. From the right, a faint, flickering light pulses. Not the warm glow of our candle, but the cold, bluish strobe of an old fluorescent tube on its last legs. It illuminates a large, tiled room. A shower room. Rows of rusted, broken shower heads line the walls, and a central drain is stained a dark, rusty brown. The air here is different, thick with the ghost of cheap, harsh soap and something else, something antiseptic and cloying, like rotting flowers in a hospital. The strobe light flashes, freezing moments of time in stark, jarring snapshots. Flash. A long, dark strand of hair stuck to a tile. Flash. A figure standing perfectly still under one of the showers at the far end of the room. We both see it at the same time, and freeze. It's a woman, or the shape of one, dressed in a thin, soaking wet white gown that clings to a painfully thin frame. Her head is bowed, long, black hair hanging down, obscuring her face. Water drips from the ends of her hair and from the tips of her fingers, though no water flows from the showerhead above her. Drip, drip, drip. The sound is perfectly synchronized with the strobe light. Flash, drip, flash, drip. It's a mannequin. Leo breathes, but there's no conviction in his voice. It's a prayer, not a statement. As if in response to his voice, the figure's head begins to rise, with a slow, jerky motion, like a puppet being pulled by a string. The strobe light catches her face in frozen increments. A pale, gaunt cheek, flash, a slash of a mouth, twisted into a grimace. Flash! And finally, eyes, wide, black, and utterly vacant. They are not human eyes. They are like pools of ink, reflecting no light, holding no thought, only a bottomless hunger. She takes a step forward. Her movement is all wrong. It's not a walk. It's a series of lurching, disjointed motions, as if her joints are bending in ways they were never meant to. The strobe light makes it worse, a horrifying stop-motion animation of her advance. Flash! She's 2 steps closer, her body contorted. Flash! Her head cocks to the side, at an impossible angle, that black gaze fixed on us. Flash! One long, pale arm stretches out, fingers curling into a claw. Leo is paralyzed. I am screaming, but no sound comes out. My lungs are frozen blocks of ice. The thing in the shower room takes another lurching step, and a low, watery rattle issues from its throat, the sound of someone drowning on dry land. That breaks the spell. Leo spins around, his eyes wild, and shoves me back toward the hallway we came from. "Run! Chloe, run!" We run. We don't choose a direction. We just flee back the way we came, past the now silent door that had whispered to us, our footsteps echoing wildly in the narrow corridor. The thing does not follow us out of the shower room. It doesn't need to. The asylum itself is herding us. We run until our lungs burn and our legs ache, finally stumbling to a halt in a small circular room we haven't seen before. A forgotten waiting area. A single, hard wooden bench sits in the center. There are no other doors. It's a dead end. Leo slumps against the wall, sliding down to the floor, his head in his hands. He is sobbing, great, ragged gasps of air that are more panic than tears. I lean against the doorframe, my whole body shaking, the candle held out in a pathetic gesture of defense. The flame has steadied, casting a small, calm light over the room. For a moment, there is only the sound of our ragged breathing, and Leo's quiet weeping. "It's not real," he chants into his knees. "It's not real. It's not real. It's not real. It's all special effects and actors. It's just really, really good." "It whispered in my ear, Leo," I say, my voice hollow. I felt its breath. It was cold. He looks up at me, his face streaked with tears and sweat. The brave adventurer is gone, replaced by a terrified boy. "We have to say it. We have to renounce. We can't do this. I can't do this." The admission costs him everything. His shoulders slump in defeat. The finality in his voice terrifies me more than the thing in the shower. If Leo gives up, we are truly lost. "No," I say, forcing a strength into my voice I do not feel. I kneel in front of him, setting the candle on the floor between us. Its light illuminates our faces from below, casting strange shadows. "No, we can't. We've come this far. We need a minute. We need to think. This place, it preys on fear. It feeds on it. The more scared we are, the worse it gets. We have to not be scared." It's the most absurd thing I've ever said. He stares at me, and a flicker of the old Leo returns, a spark of defiance in his blue eyes. He takes a deep, shuddering breath and nods, wiping his face with his sleeve. Okay, you're right. It's psychological. It's messing with our heads." He looks around the small room. "This is a dead end. There has to be a way out, a hidden door, something." We get to our feet, our fear momentarily banked by the simple, logical task of searching for an exit. We run our hands over the walls, which are covered in a rough, crumbling plaster. We tap, listening for hollow sounds. We push on sections of the wall, hoping for a trigger. Nothing. The room is a solid, windowless stone box. The only entrance is the doorway we came through. Frustration begins to bleed back into fear. "There's nothing," Leo says, his voice rising again toward panic. He kicks the wooden bench in the center of the room. It scrapes loudly against the stone floor. And then we hear it. A new sound. From below, a faint metallic scraping. Then, a thin, reedy voice, singing that same twisted lullaby. But now it's muffled, coming from beneath our feet. "And if that burial ground should break, Daddy's gonna give you a permanent shake." We both look down at the floor. The stones are large, irregular flagstones. Leo drops to his knees, grabbing the candle and holding it close to the ground. He runs his fingers along the cracks between the stones. "Here, he says, his voice tight with excitement and dread. This one. The cracks are too straight. It's a trap door. He finds a small rusted iron ring hidden in a shadowy seam. He pulls. Nothing happens. He pulls again, grunting with effort. With a shriek of protesting metal that feels deafening in the small space, the entire flagstone lifts, swinging upward on a hidden pivot to reveal a square of impenetrable blackness and a set of narrow, steep stone steps leading down into the earth. The smell that wafts up is ancient and foul, the smell of stagnant water, of rot, of things long forgotten and best left buried. The singing is clearer now, drifting up from the darkness, a child's voice, sweet and horrifying. "Hush, little baby, don't you cry." Leo looks at me, his face a mask of grim determination in the candlelight. The fear is still there, but it's been overridden by the need to do something, to move, to progress. This is the only way the asylum has guided us here. It has offered us this descent. "We have to go down," he says. It's not a question. I nod, my throat too tight to speak. He goes first, descending backward, holding the candle down to light the way. I follow, my feet feeling for each step blindly. The air grows colder, damper, with every step down. The singing grows louder, wrapping around us. We reach the bottom. We are in a tunnel, low-ceilinged and narrow, carved directly out of the wet, dark earth. Roots dangle from the ceiling like skeletal fingers, brushing against our hair and faces. The walls are shored up with rotting wooden beams that look centuries old. The tunnel stretches away into darkness in both directions. The singing is coming from our right. We have no choice. We go right. The tunnel winds and twists, and the singing guides us like a malevolent thread. We pass small barred openings in the walls, peepholes into other nightmares. Through one, I see a figure strapped to a chair, a leather mask over its face, its body convulsing silently. Through another, a family sits around a dinner table, frozen in time, their faces locked in silent screams, their food a writhing mass of insects. We don't stop. We can't afford to look. We just keep moving, drawn by the siren song of the child's voice. The tunnel finally ends in a heavy iron-banded door. The singing is coming from right behind it. It's so clear, so present. Leo reaches out a trembling hand and pushes. The door swings open silently. The room beyond is a child's bedroom, or a perfect, sick replica of one. Faded floral wallpaper, a small wooden bed with a dusty, lace-covered quilt, a rocking horse in the corner, its paint chipped and faded. A dollhouse, and sitting on the floor in the center of the room, her back to us, is a little girl. She has long blonde ringlets and is wearing a pristine white nightgown. She is rocking back and forth, singing her terrible lullaby to a porcelain doll she holds in her arms. "And if that shake should make you fall, Daddy will be there to catch it all." She stops rocking. The singing stops. The silence is sudden and absolute. Slowly, very slowly, she begins to turn her head. It rotates too far, a full 180 degrees, until she is looking directly at us, over her own shoulder. Her face is porcelain perfect, but her eyes are the same pools of absolute blackness as the woman in the shower. A wide, impossibly large smile splits her face, showing tiny, needle-sharp teeth. "You're just in time for tea," she says, her voice a sugary sweet chime that doesn't match the void in her eyes. Leo makes a sound, a choked gasp of pure, unadulterated horror. He stumbles backward, dropping the candle. It hits the dirt floor and goes out, plunged into absolute blackness. The little girl begins to laugh. It's not a child's laugh. It's a dry, rasping, ancient sound, the sound of dead leaves skittering across stone. Something moves in the darkness. Something brushes past my leg. I scream, and this time the sound tears out of me, raw and primal. A light flickers on. Not our candle. A soft, warm, golden light from a small lamp on a bedside table. The little girl is gone. The room is empty. The door we came through is gone, replaced by a smooth plaster wall. The only exit is another door on the opposite side of the room. It's slightly ajar. On the floor where the girl was sitting is a single old-fashioned key. Leo is hyperventilating, pressed against the wall, his eyes wide and unseeing. Did you see her? He stammers. I don't answer. I just walk forward on numb legs, pick up the key, and go to the new door. It's unlocked. I open it. It leads to another stone staircase, leading up. Light, real, honest-to-God, electric light, spills down from the top. Leo, I say, my voice a dry croak. Come on, it's a way out. He doesn't move. He's staring at the spot where the girl was, shaking his head slowly back and forth. The teeth, the black eyes. Leo! I shout, the sound sharp and desperate. It jolts him. He blinks, focuses on me, and then on the light from the staircase. Hope, fragile and terrified, dawns on his face. He scrambles to his feet and stumbles toward me. We run up the stairs, taking them two at a time, bursting out into a clean, well-lit hallway that looks like it belongs in a modern office building. It's such a jarring shift that we both stop, disoriented, and blinded by the fluorescence. The door we just came through is a plain, unmarked metal door, like a janitor's closet. It swings shut behind us with a soft, final click. We did it. We found the exit. A wave of dizzying, overwhelming relief washes over me. Leo sags against the wall, a hysterical, sobbing laugh escaping him. We did it, he gasps. Oh my God, Chloe, we did it. We made it. He grabs me, pulling me into a crushing hug, his body shaking with adrenaline and release. I hug him back, tears of relief streaming down my face. It's over. The nightmare is over. A man in a crisp white orderly's uniform walks around the corner. He has a clipboard and a pleasant, professional smile. Congratulations, he says, his voice calm and smooth. You are the first participants to complete the full Blackwood Asylum experience. Dr. Blackwood will see you now for your post-experience debrief. The name hits me like a physical blow. Dr. Blackwood, the monster, the architect of this hell. But that's impossible. He's been dead for decades. This must be part of the act, the final flourish of the show. Leo, still riding the high of survival, just grins, a wild, triumphant look in his eyes. Yeah, okay, let's meet the mastermind. The orderly's smile doesn't waver. He gestures for us to follow him down the hall. We do, walking on legs that feel like rubber. He leads us to a large oak door and opens it, ushering us inside. The room is a lavish, old-fashioned study. Dark wood paneling, floor-to-ceiling bookshelves, a large mahogany desk. A fire crackles cheerfully in an ornate fireplace. Seated in a high-backed leather chair behind the desk is a man. He is impeccably dressed in a three-piece suit from another era. He is elderly, with a sharp, intelligent face, wire-rimmed spectacles, and thin, bloodless lips. He looks up as we enter, and his eyes are the most shocking thing of all. They are not black. They are a pale, piercing blue, sharp and calculating, and deeply, deeply sane. Please come in, he says, his voice a cultured, gentle baritone. Do sit down. You must be exhausted. He gestures to 2 chairs facing the desk. Leo, still buzzing, drops into one of the chairs. That was incredible, sir. The effects, the actors, I've never experienced anything like it. The man, Dr. Blackwood, smiles, a thin, precise movement. I am glad you found it engaging. It is the culmination of my life's work. He turns his pale blue eyes on me. I am still standing, frozen in the doorway, a cold dread seeping into my bones where the relief had been just moments before. Something is wrong. Something is profoundly, horrifyingly wrong. Your work? I managed to say. But they said you were, that this place, that I was a monster, that I was dead. He chuckles softly, a dry, rustling sound. A necessary fiction, my dear. A lure for the truly curious, for those, like your young man here, who seek the ultimate thrill, the ultimate test. He leans forward, steepling his fingers. You see, the asylum was never about hauntings. Ghosts are simple, predictable things. The past is so static, number. My work has always been about the living mind, its resilience, its breaking point, its beautiful, malleable plasticity. Under extreme duress, Leo's grin is starting to falter. What are you talking about? The world's scariest haunted house, Dr. Blackwood says, spreading his hands. It's not a house haunted by the dead. It is a house that creates the haunted. It is a laboratory. And you, my brave, foolish volunteers, I just walk forward successful test subjects, pick up the key, and go to the new door. He picks up a remote control from his desk. I open it, points it at a large to another stone staircase behind him, leading up. It flickers to life. Real, honest-to-God, electric light on one side down from the top. From minutes ago, I say, picking up my voice in the little girl's room. Come on, it's a way out. The other side. He doesn't move. He's staring at the spot where the girl was. But the Leo on the screen, his head slowly back and forth against the wall. The teeth. He is on his knees in the center of the room, rocking. I shout, the sound sharp and desperate to the empty space. He blinks, focuses on me, and then on the light from the staircase. I am not fragile and terrified. Dawns on his face. He scrambles to his feet and stumbles toward me. We run up the stairs, taking them 2 at a time, bursting out into a clean, well-lit hallway that looks like it belongs in a modern office building. It's such a jarring shift that we both stop, disoriented, and blinded by the fluorescence. The door we just came through is a plain, unmarked metal door, like a janitor's closet. It swings shut behind us with a soft, final click. We did it. We found the exit. A wave of dizzying, overwhelming relief washes over me. Leo sags against the wall, a hysterical, sobbing laugh escaping him. We did it, he gasps. Oh my God, Chloe, we did it. We made it. He grabs me, pulling me into a crushing hug, his body shaking with adrenaline and release. I hug him back, tears of relief streaming down my face. It's over. The nightmare is over. A man in a crisp white orderly's uniform walks around the corner. He has a clipboard and a pleasant, professional smile. Congratulations, he says, his voice calm and smooth. You are the first participants to complete the full Blackwood Asylum experience. Dr. Blackwood will see you now for your post-experience debrief. The name hits me like a physical blow. Dr. Blackwood, the monster, the architect of this hell. But that's impossible. He's been dead for decades. This must be part of the act, the final flourish of the show. Leo, still riding the high of survival, just grins, a wild, triumphant look in his eyes. Yeah, okay, let's meet the mastermind. The orderly's smile doesn't waver. He gestures for us to follow him down the hall. We do, walking on legs that feel like rubber. He leads us to a large oak door and opens it, ushering us inside. The room is a lavish, old-fashioned study. Dark wood paneling, floor-to-ceiling bookshelves, a large mahogany desk. A fire crackles cheerfully in an ornate fireplace. Seated in a high-backed leather chair behind the desk is a man. He is impeccably dressed in a three-piece suit from another era. He is elderly, with a sharp, intelligent face, wire-rimmed spectacles, and thin, bloodless lips. He looks up as we enter, and his eyes are the most shocking thing of all. They are not black. They are a pale, piercing blue, sharp and calculating, and deeply, deeply sane. "Please come in," he says, his voice a cultured, gentle baritone. "Do sit down. You must be exhausted." He gestures to two chairs facing the desk. Leo, still buzzing, drops into one of the chairs. That was incredible, sir. The effects, the actors, I've never experienced anything like it." The man, Dr. Blackwood, smiles, a thin, precise movement. "I am glad you found it engaging." "It is the culmination of my life's work." He turns his pale blue eyes on me. I am still standing, frozen in the doorway, a cold dread seeping into my bones where the relief had been just moments before. Something is wrong. Something is profoundly, horrifyingly wrong. "Your work?" I managed to say. "But they said you were, that this place, that I was a monster, that I was dead." He chuckles softly, a dry, rustling sound. "A necessary fiction, my dear. A lure for the truly curious, for those, like your young man here, who seek the ultimate thrill, the ultimate test." He leans forward, steepling his fingers. "You see, the asylum was never about hauntings. Ghosts are simple, predictable things. The past is so static, number. My work has always been about the living mind, its resilience, its breaking point, its beautiful, malleable plasticity under extreme duress." Leo's grin is starting to falter. "What are you talking about?" "The world's scariest haunted house," Dr. Blackwood says, spreading his hands. "It's not a house haunted by the dead. It is a house that creates the haunted. It is a laboratory. And you, my brave, foolish volunteers, are my most successful test subjects to date." He picks up a remote control from his desk and points it at a large television screen on the wall behind him. It flickers to life. It shows a split-screen view. On one side, it's me, from minutes ago, picking up the key in the little girl's room. On the other side, it's Leo. But the Leo on the screen is not standing against the wall. He is on his knees in the center of the room, rocking back and forth, staring into the empty space where the little girl had been. He is alone. I am not in the frame with him. The world's scariest haunted house doesn't take your breath away. It doesn't take your life. It takes your reality. And once it's gone, you'll do anything to get a piece of it back, even if it means forever tending the walls of your own prison. I look at the clipboard. I look at the broken thing that was Leo. I take a step toward the desk. My hand does not tremble as I reach for the pen.